Hello everybody and welcome to Nap Time! Today is a very special edition because it's Valentine's Day and I have my very first guest star. It's my boyfriend! Carter! Look at him, he's so cute. How are you doing this Valentine's Day, sir?
I'm great.
The people want to know.
God. I'm doing great.
They're doing really good. So here is Carter. We're gonna do just like a rapid fire information on him, so you can kind of get to know him because you've gotten to know me pretty well over the last month and so. So Carter, what's your zodiac sign?
Aries.
What's your Hogwarts house?
Ravenclaw.
We found that out yesterday. What is your favorite video game of all time?
The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Why that one?
Because it's cartoonish and whimsical.
Who's your favorite Disney character?
Stitch.
Why?
Because he's cute.
So you just
He's
like things
angry.
because they're cute and angry?
He's cute and angry.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
Is that why you like me?
No.
Okay. Those of you that are regulars of the podcast might know we like to play games a lot, and we've been playing like a new game or so that I've been highlighting every single week on the podcast. This last weekend we actually didn't play a new board game. But you know what we did do? What did we do?
Oh. We did a lot. We went to JCPenney and found out they overcharged for pictures.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We found me a sweater, also at JCPenney. We went to the mall and watched kids run around like idiots and
Oh
get
my
chased
God.
by security. And we made Valentine stuff. And
So we watched Love Island this weekend.
oh yeah, we did that too.
And I figured I've been talking about him and his opinions for so long on it. It'd be great to hear them from the horse's mouth, so to say.
I'm not a horse. Consider that.
You're not loose in a hospital?
No. I'm not the Trump horse.
So we're going to get his opinion on some Love Island things real quick. Now, Carter, what is your opinion on the Rob, Andrea, Leah love triangle that happened oh so briefly?
There was a lot of idiotic choices and miscommunications, but I don't like blondes, so I'm glad that bitch is gone.
How does it make you feel to know that she's naturally a brunette and the blonde is just dyed on there?
Yeah, she's just a wannabe then.
Who is your favorite person on Love Island right now? Not someone that was on there and has left. I don't think actually you liked any of them, but your favorite right now.
Rob.
Really?
Yeah, Rob.
Why?
I don't know. Other than being a big ass baby, he's pretty cool. He's chill. He's funny.
He's very dramatic, but he is very funny. Yeah, he's one of my favorites too.
That's for the males. My favorite female, try Janae. She's funny.
Oh, really?
Janae is really funny.
You switched up from Leah?
Yeah.
Interesting. What caused the change?
I don't know. Leah's kind of a liar.
She is kind of a liar. I think with the Rob Andrea leaving situation, that was just a miscommunication. But with the Connor situation,
Yeah,
that was
crazy.
handled very
That was
poorly
crazy
for
work.
how sweet
And
little
I just started
Connor
to
was.
like Connor because he was goofy.
He was.
He
goofy.
finally started showing personality,
Yeah.
and I started liking him, and then boom, he's gone.
Mm-hmm. Boom. If you were on Love Island, based on the challenges that we've seen so far, which challenge do you think you would have won at?
Let's see, there was the kissing, and there's the other kissing. And there's the other kissing. Not giving me much to go with.
You're a good kisser.
I don't have a ton of muscle, so the flex one would not have been it.
I mean, Cordell is who won and he had no muscle.
And Aaron was up there, and he has no muscle. Yeah, I guess the flex one.
Flex appeal?
Yeah. Also because the balloon one, that part was harsh and cool and funny. And Rob was a little baby about it.
Rob was a little baby about it. Absolutely accurate. Who's your least favorite person on Love Island?
Liv. Stupid fucking bitch.
Why would that be? Why is she your least favorite?
Because she just starts shit. No matter what the situation, she's always starting fights and drama and this and that. As much as I love to watch drama happen, it's just too much.
She is the most instigator that I've ever seen. Yeah.
Who is your least favorite?
Currently on the island right now? I feel like my answer would be biased because I've seen through the show, so I know things that happen, and that might affect my answer.
Okay, fair enough.
But at this point in the show, I think it was also Liv.
Yeah, she's stupid.
And my favorite's Leah. My favorite stays Leah through the entire fucking show. I feel like I've shown you a lot of movies.
A lot?
A lot, yeah. And you told me once that the favorite movie that I've shown you so far has been The Perfect Getaway. With Timothy Olyphant. Do you stand by that? I've shown you a few movies since that happened.
Yeah.
Recently,
no. I think my new favorite now is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Really?
That was a really good movie. The first one, I'm excited to watch the third one, but the first one was just, it was great. It was perfect, I feel like. It was a great movie.
Such a good movie. Eddie Redmayne just, yeah.
And then, like, it dives deeper into all the side Harry Potter stuff. I love that. Because it's cool magic stuff.
It is cool. I'm glad that you really liked it. How did you feel about Challengers?
That was also a really good movie. The music was crazy. Like, it was just, the music made it, like I told you before, like almost hypnotic. And then, like, actually added, like, intensity to a movie about tennis. And,
crazy.
Love and tennis, which, if it didn't have, I think, the music and the actors that were in it, it would not be nearly the same.
That's true. I mean, it's just a story about fucking tennis and
Cheating and
what should be a very happy polycule, if we're honest.
Yeah.
Like, that's a throuple waiting to happen.
yeah.
They would be such a happy throuple.
And it had a really nice ending. Because
It
everybody kind of got what they wanted.
Everyone got what they wanted.
Art and Patrick became friends again.
Mm-hmm.
And Patrick told Art the truth. And she watched a good game of tennis, which is all she wanted.
All she wanted was just to watch a good fucking game of tennis.
And her cheating on him was the fuel he needed to do that. So, crazy.
Poor Art.
Poor Art. I felt bad.
He's just a little baby.
They really made Patrick seem like a villain, but he really wasn't.
No.
He wasn't.
I don't
really
think
a
any of them
villain.
are really villains.
No.
They're just kind of. I think they're very real people.
Yeah, and they made it seem like he was the villain by blaming him for her injury and
For
this and
Dodgers,
that.
yeah.
And it was fucked up.
It was. Alright, we're going to take a break from questions. I'm going to read you a Reddit story. This is one.
So what is it they do in? That's poetry, right?
That is poetry.
Yeah.
This is one that I actually found on the Two Hot Takes thread, because those are people that are submitting stuff that they are open and willing to share with podcasting on the internet. So, I haven't read this yet.
Okay.
This is submitted by wonderful-artist 807. My ex-girlfriend wrote me a hate letter and made me read it in front of her.
I don't know if she could have made you. And you could just be like, no, and leave. Yeah. Did she have a gun?
It's as crazy as it sounds. Yes, it happened. Yes, I'll explain. Yes, it's a very long story. This man must have been an improv because he likes the yes ands. Basically, when 20 female, I just kind of assumed this was a man. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, basically, when 20 female was in high school, my sophomore year, 16 to 70-ish, I had this girlfriend I'll call Val. Val and I were together for maybe 4 months, and the entire time together, she was kind of off. That's how my exes talk about me. This one time, like a month into us dating, I bought her favorite candy, say around $5 worth of chocolate. Well, she goes out and gets me at least $150 worth of stuff from one of my favorite stores and gives it to me in this giant bag in the middle of my homeroom, which, I mean, very thoughtful, but also very overwhelming. It had barely been a month, and it felt like a lot, and I didn't and still don't like people spending a lot of money on me. The first time I went to her house, she would not keep her hands off of me. Like, even when her parents were in the same room, she had even begun to whisper some rather suggestive things to me while we were trying to eat, which, again, we had been maybe together for 2 months. We had kissed maybe twice. Her family was home. We were 16. It was all a lot. The things mentioned above and a few other things are the main reasons I decided to end things with her. I sent a text, yes, I know, douchebag move. I was 16 and nervous and didn't have the balls to do it in person. She was upset expectantly and asked me not to contact her until she was ready. Of course, I respected her wishes and didn't text, call, or talk to her at school and waited until she was ready to talk, even if she never was. Well, about 3 months later, she sends me this ginormous string of text messages. Partially illegible, very concerning words that I will not replicate here, basically translating to, I'm a terrible person and I should just end it. And I was extremely concerned for her well-being. I talked to her for a while, but after about an hour, she stopped responding. I called her twice and she didn't pick up, and I didn't have any contact with her family, so I called the police for a wellness check. I heard nothing for a long time, then I get the string of texts from a mutual friend about how she wasn't going to do anything and she was just eating dinner with her family, and now she was going to be in trouble the entire summer and I had ruined her summer. She was never going to speak to me again. I was a terrible person for doing something like that. Why didn't I just call her mom? Then I was blocked before I could respond. Which one, how was I supposed to know that she was just eating dinner?
Yeah.
2, why would I not be concerned? And 3, I had never had any of her family members' phone numbers. So I went the entire summer wondering if she was okay, if she went to a facility, if something bad had happened, but I kept my word and didn't contact her because I knew it would just hurt her more, and I felt like the entire situation was my fault. Well, fast forward to junior year, and she's in a bunch of my classes. I'm relieved to see she's okay. I don't talk to her out of respect. High school happens for a while. Then one day, she walks up to me. I'm biting my tongue to not ask a million questions and just stick with, hey, how are you? She says, we need to talk. I say, okay. She takes out her phone and opens something, scrolls for a bit before looking back to me. Do you want me to read it or do you? I don't know what it is, so I say, I'll read it. She hands me the phone. It's a 5-paragraph, single-space letter about how I am the scum of the earth, I don't deserve to live, and I should just die. I sincerely wish I was making this up. She wrote a 5-paragraph hate letter and handed it to me in the middle of 5th period. So obviously, I'm trying not to burst into tears reading about how I should off myself, and I'm no better than her dog's nasty shits. I get halfway through, and I guess she realized how fucked up it is because she tries to take her phone back. I try to tell her, no, now I have to finish it, because I was that deep in, right? Why not now? Why not no? So sorry.
Oh.
I get to the end of the 5 paragraphs, and there's a separate section for insults specifically pertaining to me, my looks, my hobbies, and my personality. At that point, I hand the phone back and just go, okay, having not cried yet, and walked away. I get back to my chair and start sobbing uncontrollably because, holy shit, people are coming over asking if I'm okay because, again, holy shit. I called my mom to come pick me up because, holy shit. I like this person.
You say holy shit a lot.
They're a writer, you know? They paint a real story. I cried myself to sleep multiple nights that summer, blaming myself for everything. How I broke up with her, for calling the police, for everything. And once I was finally relieved to see her again and thought we could just go out on our own ways, I got that. Anyways, yeah, my self-image has not recovered. I still blame myself for the entire thing. I don't know if I could have done any differently or if calling the police was wrong. I just don't know. Years later, and this still haunts me, so I hope this can haunt you too. Let me know if you guys want to hear about the fallout that happened after because, wow, does it get worse. But this is already long as hell, so I'll stop. Thanks! And then a big smiley face emoticon, though.
Psycho, dude. I mean, like, that's just kind of how teenagers are, I guess.
That is not how teenagers are.
Sometimes they're...
No. What is this, Euphoria?
No, they're just like, they have a lot.
Yeah,
and they're rash, and they don't think first.
That's true, yeah. I don't think any of my exes wrote me a letter about how much they hate me and then made me read it in 5th period.
I mean, she didn't have to read it. She could just had it read to her. Which isn't any better.
Could you imagine she just starts reading this letter to her in front of all of those people? I want to read the letter.
But then she actually would have been able to stop it, like halfway through and been like, oh, this is like terrible. I don't know, people are rash.
That's crazy.
Insane.
Oh my god, she just posted an update 1 minute ago.
That's perfect timing.
Literally, look, 1 minute ago.
I love that.
Update. You wanted the fallout? I'll give you the fallout. I'm so excited. It's long, it's messy, everyone sucks. Ready? I go home, crying and sobbing. I take off the next day as well because mentally I'm just gone. When I come back, she's avoiding me like the plague. Has this to be expected when you ruin someone's entire fucking life? I'm just an absolute mess and I'm not sure what to do. So I start talking to a few of my friends about it, only to find out that she'd gone around to a bunch of them and showed them the note to ask them if they thought it was a good idea. Every single one said no, obviously. But she did it anyway, which, first of all, if everyone tells you not to do the thing, why would you still do it? And second of all, why didn't anyone warn me? I guess they all assumed she wouldn't actually go through with it, but still, bringing it up to prepare for nothing would have been better than no one bringing it up at all. But whatever. Also, she showed it to all of my friends. This vile, disgusting piece of literature, calling me all of these names, was read by not just me, not just her, but at least 5 other people.
Jeez.
I don't even know why she felt like this needed a second opinion, or if she just did it to get people on her side, or what, but it just sucked, man. It all sucked. A couple of days later, one of the girls in the class I was in when all of this shit originally went down comes up to me and tells me when she saw Val in the hallway. She went out of her way to trip her because that was a bitchy thing to do. Like, comically sticking her leg out in the middle of the hallway and tripping her and laughing at her. And I was like, what the fuck? You think I want more dramatics with all of this? I never asked the girl to do that. I was barely friends with her. She only knew what happened because she was one of the people who ran up when I started sobbing hysterically. This girl sounds like a G. She should date her next. But somehow it was my fault that she did that on my behalf, and I got dragged into guidance for it.
Oh, God.
While with the guidance counselor, a lot of things happened. I was called a bully, told that I was wrong for doing that to her, told that I had really messed with her mentally, a bunch of other stuff that apparently she had gone crying to them about before they pulled me into the room. She had never even mentioned the hate letter or anything, only that I was this terrible, horrible person who assembled this squadron of people to shove her down in the hallway for no reason. I really want to know what this woman is up to these days.
Yeah.
That's
as a teenager.
Yeah, this is like 4 years later. Has she grown? Has she gotten worse? Does she have a Karen haircut and asked to speak to everyone's manager?
I mean, if she's already like that at that age.
Oh.
I can only imagine if she's gotten worse.
I mean, I wasn't a super great teenager. I wasn't awful, but I wasn't...
That's fair. I wasn't either, but, and with maturing, but...
Yeah, so maybe she got better.
But some
we'll
people
keep
don't.
reading. So while I'm in there, I go ahead and mention the letter because obviously it's very not okay. And he kind of nods and waves me off like I'm bringing in this made up thing to justify my actions that I didn't even do. But once I reiterate that there is actually a letter and this did actually happen, he agrees to pull her in and have all of us have a chat, which I do not want. I do not want to see or talk to her after all of this has gone down, but he insists, so I eventually agree. The group session was absolutely awful. This feels like a movie. I mean, it couldn't have gone worse. She went in there crying about how the whole relationship was a setup to hurt her feelings, how I knew that she had relationship issues in the past, 16, and went ahead and played with her feelings and then dumped her like she was nothing. How I called the police to her house for no reason, even though I could have just called her mom if I was worried about her, how I should apologize, me, because of everything I did to her. The guidance counselor is absolutely eating this up. He agrees that I should apologize before I can even get my part in, so I do. I was, in fact, sorry about the way I broke up with her. I was sorry that she had to lose relationship issues, and I was sorry that her summer got ruined. My apology was not falsified. Then I got to tell my part about the letter's contents, the reasons why I called the police, how I didn't have her parents' numbers, and how I never sent someone out to trip her. The guidance counselor nods. She nods, and then the session ends. The guidance counselor does not insist she apologizes. She does not apologize on her own accord. She leaves me, and I am left behind. The guidance counselor continues talking to me. Without saying it directly, he basically tells me I should have done better, and this is the consequences of my actions, and then I'm sent out. Whew. After that, I'm just expected to go about my day-to-day life. We're supposed to all be made up and hunky-dory, even though I never got an apology. A few of my friends that were also friends with her continue to be friends with her and hang out with her and have her in their social circle after this entire incident because they refuse to pick sides. After a while, I just slowly stopped talking to those people because I couldn't have her be around me anymore. It was just so mentally draining. At this point in time, I had a new partner who I had been with for quite a while, maybe 8 months. They had been friends with her before we had gotten together and did not know the full extent of this situation. I had to sit down with them and ask them politely to not talk to her anymore because she made me so uncomfortable, but insisted that if they still wanted to talk to her, I did not want to be the person to control who they were and weren't friends with. After hearing the extent of the story, they cut her off with no hesitation, and that let me know who really cared about me. I still had to interact with her until I graduated because I was in the same program as her. It's high school.
Yeah.
I tried to be respectful, but it was very difficult. Everyone else kind of forgot about it, and the world kept turning, but I never forgot. Clearly. And then one day, during senior year, I walked to my desk, and there's a little stuffed animal on it. It has a note attached. It's from her. It's basically an indirect, I'm sorry. Apologizing without ever saying the words, with the stuffed animal as a token. I wanted to throw it across the room, but she was looking directly at me, and I was kind of tired of all of it. So I let her give me a hug, and I moved on with my life, but I still never forgot. I would have thrown that animal in the trash. I would have cut its head off and looked her directly in the eyes as I threw it in the garbage can.
That's insane.
That's fucking crazy. You're gonna be a crazy, abusive fucking bitch, make me apologize to you, and then just give me a stuffed animal like a year later? No.
Absolutely insane.
So yeah. Messy and stupid. I currently have her blocked on everything and have not talked to her since senior year of high school. I am now in college in a different state and I'm very happy. I never have to see her again. Though I do lay awake sometimes wondering if her words have any truth to them, but I'm working on it. For those of you who said to go to therapy, I have for it and it's helped immensely. So yeah, that's all I have for that story. No updates because it was like 4 years ago, but I thought it would be nice to get it off my chest to a bunch of unrelated people. That's all for me. Have awesome lives, y'all. And Val, if you ever read this, I know they say forgiveness is the pathway to healing, but I'm not there yet. Fuck you. Some bonuses. She asked for the $150 worth of stuff back. I said no, because it was a gift. She did not like that. My dog, who does not typically shred things, shredded every single item she got me, including the stuffed animal that came with a note. I guess she got bad vibes from her.
Good.
The mutual friend that texted me the night I called the police was her ex-boyfriend, who she then got back together with and broke up with several more times after the fact. I do wonder how they're doing sometimes.
It's insane. And the guidance counselor just didn't give a fuck about her
The guidance counselor didn't care at all.
Was just on the side of the one making a hissy fit about it, even though she was the one in the wrong.
That's crazy. Because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Yeah. Even though the squeaky wheel usually isn't the right one.
Yeah. Oh my god, sorry.
So that's
ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I dealt with a lot of crazy shit in my high school, but that's ridiculous. That's just something that could have been avoided so easily.
That's insane. Like it.
That's crazy.
And for what? Because you were being too sexual too early on as a teenager, and they didn't like that.
I really wish I knew more information so I could find Val and see what she's up to.
Yeah.
I just want to know. I'm glad that update got posted while I was reading the first one, though. That's crazy.
That's super cool.
Wow, the timing about that, though. So now I have a bunch of questions that I'm going to ask him that he has not seen before. I have them all prepared on my index cards, as you can see, very professional here after him. Alright, these are all hypotheticals, but I would like you to take them very seriously.
Right.
Okay, perfect. 1, you can pick any animal you can talk to. Only one. What animal are you picking?
Only one of that animal I pick, or only one of that species?
Only one species.
Okay.
Stick your hand to my back, jeez.
I think panda bears. I want to know what's going on in their stupid little heads.
I don't think a single fucking thing.
But I want to know what's going on in their stupid heads. Like, I want to hear it. I want it vocalized.
Probably just like...
They wouldn't speak English. They wouldn't speak any language.
Well, I'm assuming if you can talk to them,
Okay,
it would like translate it. Yeah. So panda bears, eh?
Yeah, because they're stupid and they have no survival instincts. I want to know what goes through their little brains.
That's true. I think a similar vibe would be from like sloths, maybe.
Sloths have survival instinct. They're just slow.
You know about that? Sometimes sloths mistake their own arm for tree branches and they grab onto them and fall to their death.
That's sad. I didn't know they fell to their death.
Well, they like to go so far up there.
Where they're safe. Except from themselves, I guess. Apparently.
They're so funny. If they could move faster, though, they would be deadly as hell.
That'd
Have
be
you seen
scary.
those claws? Okay. Mine would be mountain lions. Which you know is my answer for a lot of things. Well, it might also be a great white. Because that is my favorite animal. But mountain lions are just so smart and majestic and beautiful. I would love to talk to them and know what they're saying.
If not pandas, I would go with hammerhead sharks. Specifically hammerhead sharks. Because they're also stupid. I need to know what's going on in their heads.
Alright. Back against the wall. No weapons allowed. How many toddlers do you think you could take out?
A few hundred.
A few hundred?
Yeah.
You don't have any weapons. You're trapped in a
Yeah.
room and they're all coming at you at one time. This isn't a wave scenario.
Okay.
And you think you could take out a few hundred?
Like, what's the location? Am I like?
You're in like a gymnasium. Like a high school gym.
Okay. I run into the bathroom. I get into one stall, and they're just gonna funnel into the door, and I just start kicking. It's the best logical answer. Like,
Toddlers are like 3 to 4. Like, they could climb underneath.
okay, and
They
get
could
kicked
come
too.
under or on top.
They're not getting on top.
You don't think they could get on
They're not
top?
climbing that.
Toddlers are rambunctious little assholes.
Okay, well, they're getting kicked regardless, and I have hands for the ones that come up or below.
So you genuinely think you could take out a few hundred toddlers?
A couple hundred. 200 to 300.
200 to 300?
200 to 300.
I would say I could probably take like 50 to 60 because I know the stamina that I have as a person. And I also have really short arms. Did you hear how much my elbow cracked when I did that? Every single time it was like crack, 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 crack. I should go to the doctor. Okay, what's your favorite way to spend a lazy day?
No, I'm just kidding. That's just sitting on the couch, either watching TV or playing something on my phone, watching something on my phone, playing video games, playing board games, just at home, staying comfortable.
On your bucket list, of which I'm sure it's quite large, what would you say is your number one item to do?
I always wanted to go to Legoland.
Speak up for the
I've
camera.
always wanted to go to Legoland.
Like the main Legoland, like the really big one? Or just like the one up in San Antonio?
No, the real Legoland.
The real Legoland. Okay. I'll make that happen for you someday. Okay, what is your favorite memory with me so far? Please speak into the microphone loud with lots of details.
My favorite memory so far was our first date. Because you were so pretty.
The
And
Cheesecake
funny.
Factory? I'm always pretty and funny.
It was just a really nice date. I had a lot of fun.
It was a good date. If you could switch lives with me for a day, what would be the first thing that you would do?
Did I say that?
I don't know.
Pee. I don't have a vagina. I can't say that either. God damn it.
I think that's fine to say, honey.
Okay, this, pee. Let's see what that's like. What's up with that?
No, I think that's fair. I think the first two things that I would do if I were you would also be masturbate and pee.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
We quite often, would you say, have discussions. It kind of started a couple weeks ago about who would win in a fight. And then we discussed different things. So far, we've recapped silverback gorillas versus Kodiak bears. Yeah, and I think I said that the silverback gorilla would win because they're both very strong, and the bear has a really strong jaw, but silverbacks are really smart. Bears are smart too, but silverbacks are really smart and really fast and strong. So I think that they could beat the shit out of a bear while it's still just trying to attack. And you seemed to be leaning closer to the bear because
I said if a bear got lucky.
The bear got lucky.
Yeah, just like slit its throat. Easy done.
Slit its
Said. That's
throat?
what I said verbatim. The gorilla would be done. It's bleeding to death right there in front of the bear, and then the bear's just gonna go to town because it's hungry.
That's true. Did you? No, we've already talked about this. The Timothy Treadwell guy, the guy that lived on Kodak Island. Yeah. I love that movie. Grizzly Man. I'll show it to you if you want to see it. It doesn't have the footage of him being eaten alive in it.
That's good.
I had to find that on the dark web. So we discussed that, and then we were trying to figure out what could 1v1 a hippo. And we're very glad that hippos are herbivores because they're fucking terrifying. They're just tanks. They're so fast and scary and territorial and angry. And big. And we couldn't come up with anything, but my beautiful sarcastic mother did come up with something. And I have given it a goggle. And apparently other people have, in fact, discussed this. And they believe, and I'm inclined to agree, that an orca could 1v1 a hippo. Because they'd probably both be in water, and orcas are way faster. Hippos are really fast, but orcas are way faster.
Orcas are just, they're also assholes.
They're so scary. Of the animals that I'm genuinely terrified of in this world, orca and moose are like my top two up there. I'm also terrified of snakes. Everything about them. I hate them so much. Please ignore the tattoo. This looks pretty. I've always been scared of snakes, but this is just a really cool tattoo that me and an artist came up with in Fort Collins because I always wanted like a hand tattoo that started here and went there. It was going to be vines, but I have vines elsewhere on my body, so that leaves the question. What are the top 3 animals that you're scared of?
Sharks.
Please speak louder for the camera.
Sharks!
All shark?
I love sharks, but I would not like to die by a shark.
That is very fair. Next 2?
Anything big and from Australia?
Kangaroos.
No, I like kangaroos. Anything else? Any insect?
Kangaroos are terrifying.
No, they're chill. If I got punched to death by a kangaroo, I'm okay with that.
They'd actually probably drown you more than anything.
Yeah,
they would lure you into a pond and
that they'll sit in the water and lure you in.
They just like look at you.
But I mean, if I got clunked in the head by a kangaroo and I died, like, that's chill.
Here's my question. You see a kangaroo in the middle of a pond and he's just fucking staring at you? Why are you going into that pond?
Yeah, I don't know whose idea is it, like, oh, look at that kangaroo in the middle of the water staring at me.
I guess I should go in with him. He seems like a chill guy. But it's not like a hot tub moment. Like,
it's not a sauna.
That is a wild animal known for boxing you. Literally, they're like...
Crazy, I don't know.
Have you seen the way the giraffes fight each other?
With their necks?
It's so funny. They're just like... See? That was effective. One more animal that you're scared of.
Snakes. But only the poisonous ones. Other than that, I'm chill. Or venomous, sorry. Other than that, I like snakes.
You heard the deep intake of my oxygen when he said poisonous. So, what could 1v1 an orca?
If a whale wanted to, it could.
What kind of whale? Just like any whale?
No,
like
beluga whales are too small. Like a blue whale.
So a whale, like a big whale, if it wanted to, could 1v1 an orca, you think?
Just like swallow it. They're big enough.
But they kind of move so slowly, and orcas are really fast.
Yeah, it's not really like a fighting thing. The whale just kind of happened to swallow it.
I see. So like an accidental thing. But nothing you don't think could take it in like an actual fight. That's what I'm asking
Other than
about.
humans, no. Well, humans with weaponry, I mean.
Well, that doesn't count.
Yeah, that's why I said no.
Okay.
Because, like, there's not much. Orcas are pretty big. Some sharks are bigger, but they hunt sharks. And they're smarter than sharks. True. And they're assholes. It's just...
Now, here's one that he refuses to give me an answer on. He says that it's impossible. I choose to believe that it's not. Godzilla.
Okay.
What would it take to take down Godzilla?
That wasn't your question before. Not what would it take. Your question was 1,000 of what animal could.
Yeah, 1,000 of what animal.
And 1,000 just isn't enough.
And you said no. So now I'm asking, what would it take to take out Godzilla that we have in the world, not from like fiction.
Okay, that we have in the world?
Yeah, that actually exists between like animals and technology and everything. What could take out
Not even
Godzilla?
modern technology could, because...
An A-bomb couldn't take out Godzilla?
No, he just absorbs the radiation.
He just
actually
absorbs it. Who wrote this character?
Canonically, he's a radioactive being. Canonically, he will just absorb the radiation and whatnot from the explosion.
He's a radioactive being?
Yeah, he's radioactive. Like, the whole purpose of Godzilla is he's a big radioactive lizard.
Okay, cool.
So there's not
So then
anything.
what the fuck is King Kong? Wait, so Godzilla was just like a lizard, and then he like walked into Chernobyl one day and turned into a giant lizard and was like, I'm gonna protect Earth?
There's some iterations of Godzilla that were just lizards and then radiation turned them into Godzilla, but there's also just like Godzilla's the most popular Godzilla is like the Gojira species, and what's the name of the species? So like Godzilla had big Godzilla parents and whatnot that were hunted down and killed by other beings.
What beings?
Like space beings and stuff. Like I know we haven't watched it yet. We have to. Like in Godzilla King of the Monsters. Is it, yeah, King of the Monsters. He fights Ghidorah.
Who the fuck is Ghidorah?
That's the three-headed dragon.
Okay.
And Ghidorah is an alien, but he's like an apex titan. And Godzilla doesn't like other apex titans because he's the apex titan of Earth. And so he's like, Earth's like his home. And so that's why like he stops humans in Godzilla vs. Kong. He stops humans from he tries to stop humans from creating Mecha Godzilla because humans don't need that kind of power. And so he's trying to like balance out everything. And then Ghidorah is like this alien. It's called not Alien X. That's Ben 10. I forget the exact term for Ghidorah, but he could have beat Godzilla if it weren't for Mothra's help. Mothra helped Godzilla. That's the only reason Godzilla won.
So
that's in the movie. In the comics, there's like Space Godzilla, there's Destroya, all these other things that pose a challenge to Godzilla. King Kong.
I love King Kong.
King Kong doesn't have as much of a chance if he didn't have his like ancestor's axe that's made out of a Godzilla scale, so it absorbs Godzilla energy. At least in the movies.
Godzilla with Mothra. No. King Kong with Mothra versus Godzilla. Could they beat him? Has this happened before?
Mothra's not really, no.
Okay.
Mothra's not really a fighter. In the movie where he fought Ghidorah, Mothra just posed a distraction. And like, I think her wings have like a Healy thing. I'm not 100% sure on that. But she just kind of like distracted Ghidorah while Godzilla was on the ground and was like, hey, look at me. And Ghidorah evaporated her. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, my bad.
So, nothing in our universe.
Nothing in the modern real world could
destroy Godzilla. No. So now I have a fear of a radioactive lizard that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Because we don't know that it doesn't exist. The government does crazy shit all the time.
That's true.
Well, that's cool. So you've only read the first like main Percy Jackson series, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna love the rest of them. Trust me.
Okay.
And you haven't read Harry Potter. You've seen the movies, but you don't like.
I've read like one of the Harry Potter books. I don't even remember which one though.
Would it not have been the first one?
No.
What do you mean?
My school library didn't have the first one at the time.
Right.
And we had to do like a project, and I just picked Harry Potter, and I don't remember even which one I read. It might have been Goblet of Fire.
That's crazy. That's a crazy one to start. That's 4. You started with 4?
I think.
Everything went to shit in 4.
I only remember that because I used to think it was Goblin of Fire. And I thought, oh my god, a goblin made of fire? That's so cool. And then
Shrimp fried this right.
And then I got the book and it said Goblin. And I was like, oh, that's not as cool. It's not a goblin.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. But you've seen the movies. Just not like...
I've seen each of them at least once.
Okay. So I feel like that's a pretty fair amount of knowledge for you to have.
Okay.
To answer the question, who would win? I know the answer to this. Who would win in a fight, Percy Jackson or Harry Potter? Harry Potter does not have any of his friends. Hermione Granger is not there.
Harry Potter's a little pushover and he's a bitch, and Percy Jackson is not. I mean, he was. But then he became like awesome. And Harry Potter didn't really become awesome. He just became more British. So
he just became more British.
Yeah.
You think he just like ate crumpets more throughout the movies? Yeah. Okay.
And he just like, I don't know. He wasn't really like bold enough. Like sure he fought Voldemort, but like he was just some bald guy.
Some fucking guy with a complex on his hair.
Yeah. It's just
we've all had to deal with one of those.
And like sure Voldemort tried to kill did kill his parents and didn't kill him because he's a moron, so that's kind of no, Percy Jackson for sure wins.
Yeah, no, Percy Jackson wins
The
against
son of Poseidon or some little weirdo wearing glasses with a wand in his hand.
Percy Jackson has, I think, canonically killed like 8,000 people,
Yeah.
or 8,000 like creatures and like.
And who did Harry Potter kill? A practically paraplegic bald guy? Okay, you're not cool.
How is he practically paraplegic?
He's just a decrepit old man.
He is just an old guy. I think if we're going into fiction and stuff, that maybe Percy Jackson could kill Godzilla. Since Godzilla
he could
lives
use
in
the
water.
ocean.
Yeah.
But I also don't imagine what he could do with the water, because like Godzilla can live underwater. I don't know if Godzilla actually breathes water or just holds his breath for a super insane amount of time.
Well, Percy Jackson, does Godzilla have blood?
Yeah.
Percy Jackson could just take all the blood out of his body.
That's true, yeah. Yeah.
He would make such a good villain. Oh my god! A horror movie where Percy Jackson is the murderer?
That'd be pretty cool.
I would watch the fuck out of that. I don't think there's anything in fiction that could take out Percy Jackson. Like, genuinely, give him, like, 2 minutes of prep time and he could KO anybody. Thoughts?
There's a lot of things that could defeat Percy Jackson in fiction.
So there's plenty of, you think, anime characters,
there are,
your little
for sure.
cartoons that could take out Percy Jackson.
There are, for sure. There are so many characters that could just destroy universes because they want to. Like, without effort. Destroy planets. What's Percy Jackson gonna do without a planet? He's gonna die. That's
Where do
what
they live?
In space? And outside of universes and whatever else?
How do they destroy it? Like, they just, like, think about it and just, like, Thanos snap, it's gone?
Kinda, yeah. Like any Dragon Ball character.
And that's not the one on my fridge.
Percy, no. And Percy's done, like, Beerus, he's a purple cat.
You're telling me a cat?
They're called gods in, they're called gods, which is short for god of destruction. It's funny to have God in the shortened version of God. But they're gods of destruction, and they can just destroy planets because they feel like it. Like, what's Percy Jackson gonna do about that other than evaporate?
What in the real realm of fiction could take out Percy Jackson?
Terminator. Yeah.
Of all things?
He doesn't have any blood.
Terminator?
Yeah. He's for sure like water and lava proof. He doesn't have any blood.
Dude, like a 13-year-old takes him out 5 movies in a row.
Okay, and he's just gonna walk up and shoot him in the face with a fucking shotgun. And what's Percy gonna do then? Other than die.
He tries to do that for like an entire series and fails.
Okay, that's called plot armor. There's none of that in this situation.
Why is there none of that in this situation?
Percy Jackson doesn't need plot armor. This is a real fight. There's not gonna be plot armor.
That's true, but you forget that Percy Jackson has fought several gods.
Okay, gods don't use guns. And they're not robots.
Ares did in fact use a gun.
Okay, well he's not a robot.
So I feel like you think a robot is harder to kill than a person.
Yeah, especially Terminator.
Why? Why especially Terminator? He's kind of a shitty robot.
obviously he's waterproof. He died in lava, but didn't die. He traveled through time. One robot did. That's a whole different thing.
You have to kill him as a baby.
Yeah, which
didn't succeed, by the way.
He could also just do that to
So
Percy.
he also, but he couldn't. He didn't do it the first time.
I stand by what I said.
So how can he also do that? Okay.
And another thing that could, let's see, we're talking about fiction still. Poseidon.
His own papa.
Yeah, he could. Zeus could.
Zeus actively tried.
Yeah,
and
Zeus
failed.
did try. He did fail. I feel like a couple Marvel characters probably could.
Ooh.
Like some of them are like unkillable, like the one above all. Who's also the one below all. He's God and the devil in one. Certain versions of Hulk definitely could. Certain versions of Cyclops, Dark Phoenix.
Really?
Scarlet Witch. It's a maybe on Scarlet Witch and Phoenix. But I feel like they could.
They're, to me, the two most powerful beings in the Marvel universe.
There's stronger ones.
I don't think Hulk is up there.
Hulk. There's iterations of Hulk that like kill everybody in the Marvel universe, destroy anything.
But like Hulk versus Scarlet Witch?
Yeah.
What version of Hulk could take out Scarlet Witch?
There's a couple, I don't know their exact names.
Could literally just stop him with her mind and
like
rip him
some of
apart.
them have like different powers and they're just like so strong and whatever else.
Interesting.
And Deadpool could.
Deadpool versus Percy Jackson. That's a fight. Those are two of the most sarcastic fucking people.
Because there was the comic where Deadpool killed the entire Marvel universe, every single character in it.
Is it just a comic where one of the characters kills everyone else? Is that just everyone?
There's a few comics of those, of certain characters. Deadpool's one of them. And like a couple characters he didn't kill because they're like immortal and they just kept regenerating, so he just put them in like a furnace that burned their skin off every time they would regenerate it.
That's hilarious.
So they were just being tortured for their immortality.
Okay. Minions.
Darth Vader. Really, any Sith Lord, maybe?
Darth Vader? Darth Maul definitely couldn't.
A lot of Sith Lords.
I don't think Palpatine could.
Well, Darth Vader definitely could.
What do you
Darth
mean definitely could?
Nihilus could. Yeah, he's just that powerful. Percy Jackson is mortal. He's not a god in
He's
itself.
half mortal.
Yeah, he's still mortal.
It is much harder
He's still
to kill him.
killable.
So is Darth Vader.
What is Percy gonna do against a lightsaber through the chest?
Well, when he got stabbed through the chest, he literally
But
just
that's not a lightsaber where it
took a
melts
nap.
everything.
He just took a nap.
But if his whole chest is carved out, gone because it got burned through by a lightsaber.
What is Darth Vader gonna do? Put the lightsaber in and go bing?
Yes.
He does not do that once, ever.
No, because usually you just gotta cut somebody and they die. With a lightsaber, pretty much, or it solders the wound.
After a very interesting debate on different things and who would win, we talked about Star Wars for quite a period of time in there and different Star Wars characters. So, given that it's our Valentine's Day episode and that we were just discussing all of these Star Wars characters, we wanted to show you Carter's Valentine's Day gift that I got him, which would be the limited edition Dark Falcon Lego set, and he's already finished putting it together. Carter.
Very nice, very exciting.
Show it around. It can open at certain points.
Yes, it opens up. And all of it is openable. And there's little things inside, like a laser cage, all kinds of little cool things.
There's a TV on this side.
There's beds, a TV playing little games, and a controller on the little table.
That Beach Bum Luke is playing.
There's guns, there's a secret little compartment under here that holds a little, I don't know what to call that. And then obviously you have the, the little pod that they sit in when they're, that's too high. There's a little pod that they sit in when they're flying. And that opens up and you can put people in there.
Show my favorite part.
Oh, and then it also shoots.
And so it came with 6 characters that go with it. It's just Dark Millennium Falcon, and then it comes with Sith Jar Jar Binks, Bounty Hunter C-3PO, Beach Bum Luke, Jedi Darth Vader, some person that I've never fucking heard of before,
And Darth Ray.
and someone that I don't care about because I've never seen any of the new Star Wars and I don't want to. So he has like a bunch of, okay, hello. The Star Wars characters are displayed over there. So we're just gonna show you the box. So here's Beach Bum Luke. He's the one that plays video games in the Dark Falcon. Dark or Jedi Vader, and he's white with a blue saber, which is really nice.
Yeah, I love
Here's
that.
Bounty Hunter C-3PO. What I really like is that his arm is black.
Instead of red from
Yeah. Here's Darth.
Dev. It's from the show. I don't know
Yeah,
the show.
so this is from some new show that's coming out or already came out called Rebuild the Galaxy. I don't know anything about it, but this is the main character for that. Fucking Sith Jar Jar Binks is, I think, the thing that I'm most excited about because I always was of the theory that he is a Sith Lord in the actual movies.
Yeah.
And then Darth Ray, which I also don't care about. I will speak more about it in my Star Wars episode, which will be coming out obviously in May.
May the 4th.
Yeah. But I do have a theory that I'm just gonna tease it here. Long-standing theory that Anakin did not kill Padme, but Palpatine did. That's as far into that as I'm gonna go until May. Keep you around. So, this has been my boyfriend. His legal government name is Boyfriend, actually. Fun fact. I just went to a factory and picked him out. I asked for the cutest one there, and this is who they brought me. I hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day with yourself or the ones that you love, or a cat who should also be ones that you love. Thank you for joining me for nap time, and I will see you next week. See you, bye.
Bye.
Bye.